Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Ryan Reacts. Today, we're doing a suggestion video. Can you tell by my face how excited I am about this experience? I'm not. So today's suggestion comes from not one, but a couple of people. Comments such as, like Alice, who writes, "Hey Ryan, glad to see you feeling better. I got a double whammy for you. First, the comedy, Try Not to Laugh, by Twinkle Man. Now Nightmare for Fuel. 10 disturbing puppet shows from around the world by Blameitonjorge." Well, thank you, Alice, for that kind comment. And also, go f yourself for making me watch this video. Also, I got this suggestion from Anthony Rubino. Rubino. I feel like I've gotten more people, but when I typed it in, this is the only two I found. But I swear. Oh, here we go. Here's another one I just found. The comment search is so finicky at times. Sometimes it'll give me all the comments I want, and sometimes it just gives me like a handful. Also from Jake Metzger, who always suggested that your boy reacted to some spooky puppets. I hate all of you, but not as much as your boy hates puppets. Your boy really hates my autofocus. Hey! I don't like puppets. Do you like puppets? If you do, I don't judge you, but deep down inside, I hate you. Not you as a person, but that little thing in your heart that likes puppets. That's what I hate. Whatever that little inkling is, whatever that little electron in your brain. That's what I hate. But at least I get to watch a video by one of my favorite YouTubers, Blameitonjorge. And this is a pretty new video, too. I was actually going to watch this till I saw the suggestion. Because I'm sick. Of course, folks, if you like, check out the original link and more for original content creator. The link will be in the description. Warning, if you don't like puppets, you better get out of here or Blameitonjorge's gonna shove them in your pants. And I'm gonna be honest.
Puppets.
Oh!
What is it about them that creates such an unsettling
That's what made me hate puppets in the first place, by the way. That was honestly where my fear came from, was Slappy the midget dummy.
And do something.
It's because he was just a midget in a suit.
Comes from their uncanny valley factor, and the fact that they are only able to move when
is he black or burnt? I don't want to be racist.
So the thought of them moving on their own creates an unsettling feeling.
Yeah, that's what's going in my body right now, but I'm putting it all in my arms.
Whether they intend to or not. So today, we're going to be taking a peek behind the curtains at 10 of the most disturbing puppet shows from around the world.
Okay, George, I look forward to it. Are you a puppet? By the Illuminati?
The BJ and Dirty Dragon Show.
Oh, you said
Dirty Dragon Show aired from 1968 to 1974 and starred Bill Jackson.
That man's a rapist.
And his Minikin.
Nobody wears that hat and doesn't rape.
Jackson's first series, Clown Alley, which was widely praised, but
why is that freaking monster behind him smoking weed?
And gave him a second chance.
Puppets back in the day, guys.
Dragon Show, bringing along some of his most popular puppets.
He's not too bad.
As the mayor
he could be a dragon, Ryan.
Which, despite its name, had puppets as its residents. Dirty Dragon
Snoop
was
Dogg,
but ended up eating all the mail. At the center of the town was a large blob clay that spoke in a distorted voice.
See, I don't mind
could understand.
Like non-human ones.
The blob into whatever shape he felt was appropriate.
Who doesn't love Muppets?
Day. The show received tough competition, forcing the studio to make a few alterations to the format, including turning the puppet characters into human actors in costumes.
That looks like Nerfy.
This didn't sit well with audiences, though. And it was changed back to puppets quickly.
Oh, guys, I really feel like I'm gonna vomit. That man looks like a raisinette.
Look at in puppet
but I don't want to eat him. He looks like he wants to eat me.
And moving far too human-like. The puppet's facial features were all
I want that top hat, though. Come on now.
Create a comedic effect. Many of the puppet's faces are static.
I'm trying to be a blues brother.
Entire appearance on
you get it, Grandma.
Speaking roles and all. Despite the ugly and disturbing appearances of some of the puppets, Bill Jackson and his shows received critical acclaim around the Chicago area, and even held one final show in 2009 at the Museum of Broadcast Communications.
We found those lunatics who frickin' like puppets, though.
Les Minikins. Les Minikins was a French children's puppet show that aired from 1993 until 2002. The show was immensely successful.
I said pause! No. I gotta get out full screen. Oh my god. It really creeps me out. Oh my gosh. Oh no, okay. Minimize. I feel better now. A sweet minimize fixes all problems. Guys, could you imagine that thing slowly floating by strings in your house coming towards you with a butcher knife? Saying some scary ass shit like, "Don't forget to pay the milkmaid." Scary to me. I can't pay no goddamn milkmaid. I make it myself. I made myself feel better. Also, is this puppet racist? Figured I'd ask you guys this question for one reason. I always hear that Japan gets flack for making their drawings of black people with big lips. He's got some big boy lips, if you ask me. My goodness, he could kiss both sides of my cheeks with them smackaroos. So is it racist? I don't know. I only bring it up because people freaking make fun of Japan for doing it. So I wonder if it works the same way with puppets.
Even leading to a massive
I really hate this. It looks so creepy.
And to be honest, I don't know why. The Minikin puppets are very uncomfortable to look at. They're very similar to Lazy Town.
You know who like it? Those guys who
mixed in with a sense of realism.
You know, people
look as though they were drawn as
there are people who are sexually attracted to my fears.
Puppets later, similar to what Brad Bird did with the.
Look at her mouth.
However, these puppets were given realistic-looking features on top of their cartoonish appearances, like
I'm gonna
lips,
cry.
skin textures.
I'm gonna cry in camera.
Oh
my god, the way it's moving.
That looks very uncanny. In 2017, the overwhelming demand of the Minikins media caused the franchise to be rebooted, where it is currently airing to this day. The show must be pretty popular for some reason.
I don't want to start a war, but can we just burn all of France? Okay, that's a little extreme. Can we just find the area where the show's made and then just, I don't know, huck a bomb or two?
Bay was a British children's drama series that aired from 1993 to 1995.
But do you use your nose as a key? Just get in there?
Featuring a few episodes.
This is so bad!
Release or video upload
oh god, I got a burp.
For the remaining episodes. And there hasn't been any airing of the series on television since.
I see the KKK's represented in the show.
Of Sydney Sludge and his dog Maxwell inside of a ship in a bottle.
Name is Sydney Sludge.
His evil siblings, Sybil and Cedric. Each
I feel
time
like
he is helped, unbeknownst to him.
On a list of things I don't care for, a creepy demonic puppet coming out of the shadows is on there. It's on there. I'm trying not to scream, by the way, because I don't want my house to think I'm dying. And then they come in my room and find out that, you know, I'm screaming at a little doll going. So it's all going into my arms. The scream goes like, it goes, okay, let's go here, boys. Dead end. It's the best you're gonna get at me.
By the spooks of Bottle Bay.
They sure are spooks,
what makes
bud.
the show unsettling. The puppets seem to be a sort of hybrid between the style seen in Les Minikins and Lazy Town, and a more abstract style similar to the BJ and Dirty Dragon show.
If you ever wonder what it'd be like if Nasta Block just took a shitload of drugs,
remains lost, it appears that some viewers have been trading early recordings. So it's possible there may be more of this series to be seen in the future.
Oh my gosh, why do people make these and think this is a good idea? Do they really make it and go...
At Bedtime.
Okay, so that name makes me believe...
Bedtime, also known as Podge and Raj, was an Irish
I don't find
puppet
these
show that
too
aired from
bad. I mean, it's probably get bad because of the title.
2006. Almost 10
But it's just a
years.
rockin' boy.
The name of the show
You're rockin'
was a sort of
and
pun
one's
on a show called
rockin'.
Prayer at Bedtime, which overlaid the text of Roman Catholic prayer over serene images while choral music played. The show follows a pair of twins in their 60s, Raj and Podge, who lived in a converted insane asylum with a lunatic nurse named Granny, who's dating Satan. This is clearly very different
Who
from the
hasn't?
plethora of unintentionally disturbing children's shows that have made up this list so far.
Oh my
The
god.
series is full of dark and sexual humor, especially with Raj, who makes frequent masturbation jokes. Podge and Raj are rather ugly, with large bulging eyes and gross.
I would never do that.
This makes sense though.
Oh, but there's Grandma!
Names are Leprosy.
She's a
No
beaut.
stranger to gross out humor, with on-screen vomited and other crude jokes.
I mean, if he vomits off
Is
camera, who
aimed at
cares?
Adults and teenagers, it makes sense that this puppet show would embrace the more disturbing and weird elements that come with the territory. The fact that most of this was intentional takes away a bit from
How
the
dare
subtle
you
factors
get a
present with
show
many
after
of these
dating
children's
me,
puppet shows.
Betty?
But it still belongs on this list nonetheless for its use of these ugly-ass puppets.
I don't find them as bad as the other ones for some reason. And I can't like process
Produced
why.
and written by Ragdoll Productions, the show focused on 3 children who went on standard children's adventures, such as going to the pool or picking apples.
I'd rather
Like most of
stick
the
my
shows on
wee
this
wee
list,
in a
it's ultimately
Teletubby
harmless.
than be anywhere near
But
these things.
it's the look of the puppets that really seals the deal in terms of creepiness.
Oh!
They appear rather
It's the noise he makes
static and
afterwards.
lifeless,
Get it?
aside from the obvious clacky-looking eyes and barely moving mouths. They look like a crossbreed between Raggedy Ann and the Cabbage Patch Kids.
I'd rather
Interestingly,
trust
one
that
of the 3
demonic
children,
Raggedy Ann
Billy,
doll
is voiced completely in
than
French.
this ragamuffin band of freaks. Who's on the
In the French
ladder?
version,
They're
she
gonna kill
speaks
that man?
English, and in the American
Just wants to climb to
version,
heaven.
she speaks in Spanish.
They're gonna make sure he gets there.
Aside from that, there's really nothing else setting this apart from other puppet shows, though. It's just another unintentionally creepy children's show. Except this time with stringy straw hair and beady little eyes.
How does the Muppets do it? How do the Muppets know the ultimate way of making a puppet? They made human. Oh,
You all
frick! I knew this
Meaty
was
would be
coming.
on here, so let's just dive straight in. This Canadian-American teen comedy
was
originally aired
Canadian?
on CBC
I think I knew
television in
that.
Canada and
You gotta bring up the
Nickelodeon in
worm.
America. It follows 2 teenagers, Parker and Josh, who work at Mr. Meaty, a fast food restaurant in the mall. Not only do the puppets themselves look pretty disturbing, but the content in the show is also pretty messed up as well. There is, of course, the infamous tapeworm episode where Parker gets a tapeworm after eating raw meat, leading them to sell it to a zookeeper who just straight up eats it.
Well, I've seen that like 5 times and I still hate it every moment of it.
But there are far more messed up
Don't trust a
moments
man with
than
that kind of
just that.
mustache.
One example is a recurring character, Mr. Carney, the 109-year-old founder and CEO of Mr. Meaty. He cryogenically froze himself in order to prolong his life, and now he appears so sickly and diseased that he could very well be a zombie. Aside from his looks, he's a rather disturbing individual, forcing his assistant to wear a shock collar that goes off whenever he disobeys him. One short has Parker and a goth girl sticking their hands in a deep fryer, destroying them, and then they proceed to eat their fried ham.
Well, you know what? Makes me feel good about eating a bowl of Kentucky Fried Chicken now. I mean, at least it's not my hand, am I right? And anyways, what goth hasn't freaking tricked some sucker into putting their hand in a fryer? If you don't, you're not woke. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, that's right. I looked at your boy. I'm gonna throw up on camera. Well, I hope so, because on camera is more views. Off camera, no views.
Another episode has a girl's
good.
nose falling off thanks to a zit.
Oh
and then a
my
raccoon
god!
then eats her fallen nose. The list goes
Well,
on.
the boy has to
from
eat.
Parker literally dying of embarrassment to being offered up to a cannibalistic cult, and a frozen body being found in the Mr. Meaty freezers. Just what the hell?
Well,
was
on the
show?
bright side, at least they're
Series ran from
clever.
2005 until 2009, so it didn't really have an insanely short lifespan like you might think. Many people seem to remember the show because it was so weird and uncanny.
Then I guess
Not
it's
because of the
technically
humor or
done its
anything like
job,
that.
huh?
But when you're making a puppet show about meat,
We still talk about the show.
seems
If it didn't
inevitable
do
that
these
this would
things, it would have been stuck in the list of nobody cares about shows that just
From
the same show
1996
over and
to
over again.
2001, an Israeli political satire show titled Katsu aired featuring, you guessed it, disturbing and creepy puppets.
I'm so glad
Interestingly,
we've
most
got
of the puppets were modeled after real politicians, so it's easy to see how the transition from realistic humans to satirical puppets could lead into the uncanny valley.
Oh my
Information
god,
about the
they're
show
so
in
bad.
English is rather scarce. We'll be basing all this information on the few videos present on YouTube.
By the way, two things
Now,
I love,
I'm
politics
sure
and
you've seen
puppets,
those
am I right,
creepy,
guys?
Realistic Trump and Obama masks at Halloween stores, right?
Those masks give me the
show is
willies.
chock full of them for Israeli politicians.
Mostly because Trump wears one while he
Black
has
skin,
sex with
realistic lips, hair, and just wrong movement.
I mean, I don't get it, but
It's
whatever.
essentially as if a political cartoon from The New Yorker came to life.
And also was possessed by Satan.
Would look in the real world before they
Is there
created
gonna be a puppet come out of there?
The result is a
no
jiggly,
blowjob joke.
flabby
Come on,
mess, which,
that's
to be
class A
fair,
jokes.
Is a pretty accurate representation of the elderly.
Oh, is that the
real-life
woman?
politicians
I will
they're
throw
based
her
off
into
of.
a volcano quicker than they threw them rings in,
Torchy,
and there
the
won't be a
battery boy.
Golem.
What can one expect when they hear
Oh
a
my
show
God!
titled,
Look
like,
at his
Torchy
chin!
the Battery Boy?
Oh my God! Look at
Especially after knowing that it's a puppet show from the 60s. The British children's show
Actually, you know, for
follows the
60s, it
titular
looks
Torchy,
pretty
who
clear.
Indeed, has a battery inside of him.
So, good on
along with
ya.
a lamp on his head.
It's
His
horrifying.
eyes appear malevolent and bug-eyed, and the static nature of his face doesn't do much to help. Given that this is a marionette show from the 60s, it's clear that the production value.
We're going.
weren't
I
too
want to go in the
high.
future where
The
there's
black
less.
and white presentation, as well as the staticky audio, add to the uncomfortable nature of the series and puppets. There's a shot at the end of the first episode where Torchy turns his head to say goodbye to an old
I
man.
honestly feel like I'm throw up.
Be careful, Torchy.
I know I've paused it a couple times, but you have to go at my pace. All right, guys, I'm going as fast as I possibly can to that. But that movement was some of the worst thing I have ever seen. I'm not even speaking proper English because I'm so freaking freaked out by this. I'm serious. When I shake my arms, it's because I feel tingles on my arms. That was the worst. That was the worst.
Bye-bye, Mr. Bumbledrop.
Mr. Bumbledrop can freaking get hit by a
Turn is
bumblebee.
very unnatural and
Actually,
shot,
it's not really it.
added in with the shadow,
It's so-
low lighting, and
I hope a
generally upsetting
bumblebee
face.
pollinates you, old man.
proves to
I've
be the
been waiting for
defining
that
shot
my
of the
whole
series.
life.
Something innocent that was seen as something far more sinister.
This is the devil's puppet show.
The Remini Riddle. The Remini Riddle was an Irish puppet show that aired from 1992 until 1995.
My God, I could play an entire game of
and
tic-tac-toe
lasted
on.
for 3 seasons during a block called Saturday Club. Not much is known about the show, given that it has remained almost entirely lost since its finishing airing in 1995. No home media or internet upload have been released.
You could freaking
with only
mine a
2
rock
short
with that
clips
chin.
surfacing in the past 20
Get a diamond. Give it to me so I can chip it in your eye.
from these 2 clips.
Ooh.
TV guides
Harris, I gotta pet you.
describing the show
I gotta
and
pet you.
memories of the viewers.
I had to pet
Apparently,
my
the
cat.
show was about
It's
3
mandatory.
orphans who
Meowed.
live in the Remini house and try to solve a mystery.
No, I just put my
about
face
2
into the
girls who
video.
drowned many years ago. There's apparently a stuffed otter toy named Otto who is evil and might have had a part in the drowning of the girls. As is tradition, the puppets
Well, at least
are
the
horrifying.
least scariest
Their
thing in the
faces are
entire
oddly
show is the
disfigured,
murderer.
as though they
Because
went
if
through
that
some
was the
kind of
murderer,
terrible accident with hair like carrot
I
top.
would never sleep
In addition
again.
to the human puppets, other creatures appear
What are you?
throughout the series, or at least in the clips that are available, that appear like deformed.
Man,
fragments
I've seen some
with
shitty
huge
freaking
burning
mustaches
eyes.
in my day. But that the are you? What's going on, buddy?
It's the middle of the night.
I know it is. You were having a nightmare.
You can say that again.
It's unclear if the show was meant for children, but given its dark and disturbing themes, it's safe to say
I
that
mean,
it
a
was
kid
along the
drowned
same lines as
because its
something
own
like,
freaking teddy
Are You
bear was
Afraid of
just
the
like,
Dark?
"You're a freak." Space facts, I would too at this point. All right.
Sara and Hoppity aired in the early 60s and focused on a young girl named Sara and her toy named Hoppity, who is very naughty and gets her into trouble all
It's
the
not even a
time.
rabbit. It's
Given
not even
that
a
Sara
rabbit.
is a human,
I'm
you
taking
would
away
expect
her
that she
naming
would be
privileges
played
and her
by a
living
human,
privileges
but
as I
instead she's a puppet like everyone else. The
repeatedly.
show features marionettes which are rather stilted and restricted in their movements.
I'm back. My camera died. I didn't have a panic attack.
When an old man wanders in, and nobody sees or hears his man come in, aside from Sara, he claims he has a toy to sell, and then pulls out a broken, dead-looking toy out of a sack.
And this came
Like a
out.
body bag.
I'm worried about
I tell
myself.
you, there's no one more clever than Hoppity.
Hoppity? Oh, what a lovely
name.
It's not a lovely name.
Call him that.
What is he? A frickin', is he a creator of a beer and he's just like, I create hops?
All he can do is to go hop, hop, hoppity.
Hot, hot, hoppity. Oh, how funny.
Can I just...
I'll show him to Daddy and see if he'll buy him for me.
Yes, but don't be long. I haven't got all day.
He's selling a cursed
After buying
doll.
it, Sarah
Nobody
cleans
talks
and
like
gives
that
him
without
the
selling some
calls
shady
him the thing to
business.
come to life and dance around. And while he's charming at first,
Hey everyone, look how
Hoppity
happy
slowly
I am.
becomes more mischievous.
This is how I stomp
acting as a
heads into
sort
the
of
ground.
Demon on Sarah's shoulders, convincing her to do bad things. Only she can hear him as well. And when she gets blamed for something bad, she says, "Hoppity told me to do it."
You would think
It's
a
unknown
possessed
if Hoppity
doll
suggested
in
more and
a
more evil things.
video of
Given how
dolls
almost the
wouldn't be
entire
that bad.
series is
It's
currently
really,
missing.
really freaking bad.
Peppermint Park.
Boys and girls, here's something you can do when you can't go to the park. Or maybe your friends can't come over to play. You could ask your mom to get some bubble liquid. And you can make some bubbles.
And then I can drink it and hope that I see Jesus and not you guys.
Pretty.
Yeah,
All the
that's
colors
great.
and everything.
Cause I need,
Much like Sesame Street,
need
to which it's
right
often
now,
compared.
cause
Peppermint
if
Park
these
has a
things
mixture of
come,
live action,
I will
animation,
die.
and puppets. Now, taking one look at this show, it's clear that nobody
Really,
stopped for
Pig
a
Boy
moment to
didn't
consider
scare
this
me.
show was for children.
But
and
her,
that they would
the
find
real
these puppets
pig.
absolutely horrifying. See, these are the more disturbing and ugly puppets. That
Also,
we've
I've seen
on this list.
Peppermint,
These puppets
Peppermint
feature
Pig,
talking heads
frickin'
with two hands that have real
Fat
human
Adventure
hands
where they
inside of them. They always share
molest
straightforward
cows. I don't know.
almost
I'm
as if they're
I'm
staring
saying
at you,
words at the moment.
the viewer.
And I mean, could you
Often
see that
with
guy
very
molesting that
awkward and
cow?
slurred voice acting.
Come on, gang.
I'm
Sing the song along with me.
not bad if I close my eyes. You just sound like you got a little too much.
It's marvelous. Magnificent.
I've seen you before, bud.
I can't imagine life without.
Wouldn't it be great if just like Macho Man just tackled him and just elbowed him out? That's what I want.
Trash fire.
Ooh yeah.
Despite its relative obscurity, the show has gained a cult following over the
Ooh,
past
yeah.
years, thanks to its meme and shitpost.
Chad! Hi, Chad!
think that
Hey,
adding
Chad
fun
Tronic,
music
can
and
you
editing
please
clips into
send me a
YouTube
video
clips
for me to
would
react to
diminish
that
its
isn't
creepiness.
this?
But
Pretty
nah, not really.
Can you please just send the video? I feel like I'm moving even though I'm not. So it's, I mean, it's probably the allergies. But this plus allergies equals a weird, like, high feeling. Like Let's never talk about this ever again. This little experience that we went through is between you, me, and Brontosaurus Brian. It doesn't go anywhere but between us three, and we're not gonna talk about it because that had some of the scariest freaking looking puppets I have ever seen in my entire life. How is it puppets from a show for kids are 10 times scarier than puppets made in horror movies? But at the same time, at least it gives me a nice appreciation for the Muppets who have never made a Muppet that I was terrified of. Though actually, I was told as a child, the sound of Bert or Ernie, I don't remember which one, would make me freak the frick out as a child. Like when he was snoring, my mom told me I went ape shit and was screaming and crying and going all over the place. I sometimes wonder if that's partially why I'm terrified of puppets. I don't remember it because I was super young. And I love Bert and Ernie, so I mean, it didn't... The fear for Bert and Ernie didn't exist, but puppets are still there. You know, I feel bad for people who have rational fears. Because I think about how much of a big pansy butthole I am for this video. There are people who are afraid of things like spiders. They exist. And they constantly go in and out of your house. Clowns, they're a thing. They come out every Saturday and they're looking at your pantsuit. All otakus those clowns are. I mean, if I really think about it, there's ones that are a lot worse. Like, people are afraid of going outside. Yeah, at least I don't have that fear. That being said, I really hate puppets. I hate ventriloquist dummies the most of all the puppets. Like, some puppets don't freak me out, but it's when they look human, and especially if they have this. Like, oh, clack, clack, clack. Thanks to Slappy the Dummy giving me absolute nightmares. I can't open this water bottle. I'm too wet. Like your mom. Subscribing to my channel. Leave a like down below and write a comment on what you'd like me to react to next. Is it puppet related? If so, put your comment in the garbage bin. You know what you didn't even realize this entire episode? Kermit's been seducing you this whole time.